Sweet. We are live. Let's start with Thursday's game.
All right. Okay.
Bills are going to
So
win. Miami's going to I think they're going to downgrade him out of the league. How does that work?
Miami's going to get Mike McDaniel fired today, and they're going to get relegated down to the XFL or whatever flag football league is going on in Saudi Arabia with Tom Brady. But last week we were like, oh, 12 points is too much. It's a division game. The Browns always play the Ravens tough. Throw that out the window. 12 points is not too much. Buffalo is going to blow the Dolphins out, is my assumption.
Yeah.
They better not let us down. The only thing I would be careful of is if we're going to use the Bills in a parlay, just let it be money line. Because the last thing we want to happen is if we put the Bills in a parlay, it's not going to really help us because they're 11-point favorites. So it's not going to help the money line that much.
Maybe.
Honestly.
So I usually don't.
They're not worth putting in.
I don't do against the spread in the parlays. The model is picking Buffalo to win, but only by 9 points, not 12.5. So is there a more clever bet for Thursday like we could have done last week? Putting Buffalo in the parlays to win because there's such a huge.
How about we go with the over? I mean, the over is 50. I think the Bills are going to put up 40 points by themselves.
All right.
They're averaging 40 points a game.
I actually ran the over-under model this week for the first time this year, and it's picking over in the over-under also. So
yeah, I would take the over. What is it? Do you have 50.5 also?
I have 49.5, but something like that. All right. Over. Yeah. So Buffalo.
Well, I mean, the way I look at it is, yeah, I mean, Buffalo scored 42 against the Ravens, and they scored 41 against the Ravens and 30 against the Jets. So they're averaging 36 points a game right now by themselves. And if Buffalo comes out and scores 30 to 40 points, at some point, they're just going to go into some prevent and let Miami move the ball at will up the field and maybe get some cheap touchdowns late. So I can see Buffalo being up like 34 to 10 at some point in this game. And then they're just like, we'll just let the Dolphins get 10 cheap points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So I'll think about it if they're, because the model isn't have them covering by 12, I probably won't bet that, but I'll think about it. I don't know if it's nice to have a fun bet for Thursday because we show it separate, but you can do the wrong thing.
This might be one where we check on the side and just do some player prop bets or something. Like James Cook to have 2 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, you could if we think it's over, then you figure out what kind of player props would lead more likely to happen with an over, and you could get a fun parlay.
Keep in mind, Matt Milano, their starting star linebacker, very versatile. He's out from what I read. Yeah. So A-Chain for Miami, between running and receiving, he's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to get a lot of touches, which is good for my fantasy team because I have him.
Yeah. Good deal.
So, all right. Packers, Browns.
Okay.
The Browns can't score.
Right.
They can't score any points. And the Packers defense is looking like world beaters right now. I mean, you could say, oh, it's 2 weeks in, but they did shut down a Detroit Lions team that turned around and scored 52 points. And it's not like it was snowing in Green Bay when they played. It was a beautiful sunny day. And then they also shut down a Redskins offense that, last year I think averaged 30 some points a game, and they basically shut Terry McLaurin down, and Jaden Daniels had a subpar game and he got injured. So I think with that Packers defense, I don't see the Browns scoring more than 10 to 13 points. I actually like the Packers to cover the 7.5.
Yeah. So the model has, I have 8.5 for some reason. Maybe it's moved. The model has the Packers winning by 10. And also the model was kind of wrong about the Packers for this first couple of weeks. So it's becoming a believer. So even the model's kind of catching up. So I bet the Packers will do even better than what the model thinks. And it's looking
the Packers lost Jaden Reed. He's a good wide receiver. I don't think he's their best. He's good. I think the rookie, the speedster, can't remember his name. I got
Yeah.
Texas but
And
Green Bay spreads the ball around.
Oh.
Jordan Love, that their coach, he's really smart. Before they pass the ball around. They don't have like one guy they throw the ball to. And I think Josh Jacobs is just going to run for 100 yards in that game too. Because outside of Myles Garrett, the Browns haven't stopped anything.
All right, looks like we have Packers to cover as a possible bet. Then we usually, always that disclaimer whenever it's more than 7 or 8
Packers to
points.
cover, but we can also use them as an
But
additional team in a
yeah.
money line for a parlay.
Cool. What's next?
Colts and Titans.
All right, fun one.
Well, and here's the thing. Again, is Danny Dimes really this good? Or is he fool's gold right now because teams just weren't expecting this from the Colts? I don't think anybody was coming out expecting the Colts to put up, close to 30 points a game. And Danny got almost 600 yards passing and looks amazing. And the opposite is said for Cam Ward. All we heard about was how amazing and talented this guy is. And the Titans, I think, have the worst passing offense in the NFL right now. So they can't throw the ball to save their life. So the Colts have a pretty solid defense and a good run game. So I like the Colts to cover in the 3.5. I think they'll win by 4 or more. I don't know. The Titans, I think Cam Ward will be a good quarterback, but he has nothing around him. So I think the Titans are going to struggle to win more than 2 games this year.
This one's like tough. I don't know why the model has the Titans winning. The model was wrong on the Titans the past 2 weeks. Is pick them in as an underdog, and I think honestly, it makes me want to double check my stats that like there's a bug in the system. It maybe is confused about. I did see something about like turnover. Yeah, did they have like a good week 1 turnover thing? And like I think that there's some kind of poisoning of the data. But it actually makes me, when we publish the results, people will see what's happening with the model. But I'm second guessing it so much because it's been off the past couple of weeks. And then like when I looked at that, like you said, the Colts offense and defense are in like the top 5, top 10, and the Titans offense and defense are in like the bottom 3. And it's kind of like this. It's like a very obvious.
The Colts are world beaters right now. I mean, they smashed Miami 33-8. So that made everybody say, "Whoa, who's Miami and who's the Colts?" But then, even though they needed a penalty and an extra kick to beat Denver, the fact that they put up 30 on Denver's defense, which was supposed to be a top 3 defense going into this year. I mean, I had the Denver defense in fantasy. That's why I picked them, because they were supposed to have upgraded from last year's defense. And last year they were freaking amazing. And then you have Tennessee, who they've only, they're averaging like 15 points a game, but 2 of those touchdowns have come in the 4th quarter, I think, in time when it doesn't matter. The game's already over.
Yeah. All righty. Next game.
So I like the Colts for the money line. Definitely. I mean, to cover, but definitely also if you're going to put them in a parlay.
Okay.
Head Stratford game. Sorry, I had to. I took all that medication, buddy. Had to put something in there. All right. It's more fun when you're drugged up doing picks.
Yeah.
Legal drugs. Bengals Vikings. I think this is the game right here. You just stay away from. There's too many variables. There's no Joe Burrow. Browning looked good last week, but he also threw 3 interceptions when he came into the game. So it's not like he came in the game and threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He came in the game and threw for like 247 yards and 2 touchdowns, which that's nice. But he had 3 picks. Like, you can't. The Vikings defense didn't lose anybody. They've lost JJ McCarthy, which I'm not saying Carson Wentz is the answer, but the Vikings didn't look too good the first 2 weeks. Okay. They didn't look good at all. And I'm not saying JJ is the only problem, but they snuck out their first win. They came back. We all know you're a Bears fan, buddy. I don't have to tell you.
Sure.
Bears should have won that game. Carson Wentz, and they don't have Jordan Addison, and they just put Aaron Jones is out, their running back. They signed Cam Akers to their practice squad. So he might be there Sunday, but come on, it's not like he's a top tier running back. So the Vikings might struggle to run the ball. Bengals defense actually is solid. I think they're rated as the top defense for, don't quote me, but if I had to look, I thought it was like total yards per game or something. I was kind of shocked. I'm gonna look it up right now just because Bengals defense and being top of the league is probably shocking to anybody who listens to this. As
Yeah,
when I
shout out
saw this, yeah, when I was Googling that, I actually was like,
footballdb.com.
what the hell?
I used to cite footballdb.com, and they have, were we asking for top defense?
What did I see about the Bengals
For
on
the
D? I saw
for the Bengals?
something. I don't know. Yeah, there was something on here for the Bengals for defense, and I don't remember which one it was.
I have Bengals
Um,
in the middle of the pack.
I apologize. It's the Browns somehow
Oh, the
are
Browns
up
with the top
there
defense,
for,
190 yards per game. Yeah.
but they're,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't understand how they have a top defense, but they're giving up 30 points a game. Like how that add up?
Yeah.
That doesn't make
So that,
sense.
yeah, that's fun to watch. Yeah, that's something to kind of analyze.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand how that one works. But I just would stay
Yeah.
away from this because there's no Jones, there's no run game solidified in for the Vikings right now, and they're going to Carson Wentz, and we haven't seen that guy since he was riding the pine for who? Kansas City or whoever he was riding the pine for last. Um, and then you also have the Bengals, and we don't know what's going on with this Browning guy. So unless he comes out and throws the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins 30 times, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Gonna be a weird one. All right. Yeah.
If I
I
had to
don't have.
pick one, I would take the Bengals money line. I wouldn't play with any of the spreads.
Okay.
So, all right, let's just get this one out of the way. Steelers, Patriots.
Let's go.
Does the defense finally show up for once? You know, does the Steelers defense actually show up to a game? We are literally going to New England for the first time that I can remember. We're actually a favorite going to New England because they owned Tom Brady
Yeah.
owned the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're -1.5. I don't know. I mean, the Patriots just gave up 30 points or whatever to Miami, if I'm not mistaken, in the last game.
Right. Right.
So I think we can put up points on them. I just need to know if our defense is going to show up. So I don't want to be biased. Like I want to say, yeah, our defense, you know, they look like crap. You know, they're finally going to turn it around, but I don't know if I can believe that yet. I need to see it before I believe it. Like the Steelers are giving up 32 points a game. That's insane. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Is that a fluke?
the Dolphins, the Dolphins are giving up like 27 points a game. So is this going to be 13-10 and just be like the complete opposite of what we've seen trending? Or does one team just annihilate the other? I don't know. The bias in me would say, okay, my defense is finally going to show up. Aaron Rodgers knows how to read a defense. We have weapons. Patriots are missing some defensive guys. Steelers cover because we need this win. But Steelers have bitten us in the ass a few times. Last year, and now already this year, they blew it against Seattle. So
Yeah, the model.
what's the model say?
All right. The model has the Steelers covering in every run, and it's by 7 points, so it's quite a bit. But then when I run the over under, it is picking a close under game, so like 22 or 23 to 17, which is still covering. So the model likes the Steelers.
The over under is only 44.5. So
Yeah,
you're talking
Yeah.
27, 27 to 24 or whatever,
Yeah.
27-23 pretty much wins that for you or whatever. 27
Yeah.
to 20, anything like that. Like I see the Steelers scoring 27 points in this game. It's just how much are the Patriots going to score?
yeah. It's only a point and a half, so they just
And here's the other thing. We know there's plenty of evidence. Mike Tomlin doesn't know how to step on the neck of an opponent. And when they're doing good and we're up 14-0, keep piling it on like other coaches do that are smart. No, you know what Tomlin does? Oh, we're up 14-0. Let's just run, punt. run, rely on my defense, run, punt, rely on my defense. And next thing you know, it's the third quarter and it's 17-14. It's like, why didn't you
What
just
about
keep running the same
what
offense you
about
ran
Aaron
in the
Rodgers?
first quarter?
I mean, he's been in like these, high octane offensive games, past couple games, but he, is it different with him this year than,
Yeah, I need to see DK
Well,
Metcalf get some
yeah,
great
will
passes.
the
I
defense
like
show up?
this. I definitely take the Steelers money line. They're
Okay.
only -1.5. Like what's it? Really, what's the chances the score's like 22-21? Really? Like
Yeah.
one plus points.
All right. What's next
I
on your
just
list?
Jesus, it's the Patriots. All right.
Mom,
Here's
dad.
one everybody wants to know. Rams and Eagles.
All right. What's going on there?
I don't know. Somebody needs to tell me how Jalen Hurts doesn't have a passing touchdown. And it's not like Barkley setting the world on fire running the ball, but somehow they're still 2-0, and they beat Dallas by 4, and they beat the Chiefs by what? By 3. So they're not exactly blowing teams out. And I think the Rams, if I'm being honest, right now at this point in the season, I think the Rams have a better offense than the Cowboys and the Chiefs. So I said going into this year, the Eagles' only weakness that I see right now is their secondary. And it shows. They got 2 good young players that I think will be great players, and Cooper and Mitchell. But I don't think they're leaders, and I don't think they've had enough reps in their career to be able to identify and recognize everything that NFL offenses are going to throw at them. This isn't college anymore. And it showed because Kansas City got behind Mitchell, I think 2 or 3 times. One for a touchdown, another one, Mahomes overthrew the guy, and he's not even our top receiver. I think he's Thorne. I think he's 3 on our depth chart. He overthrew him by like 5 yards. That was a wide open touchdown. So there's a lot of yardage to be had against the Eagles right now in the pass game. And I think guys like Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua, and Kyron Williams out of the backfield, and Stafford, who can throw the ball anywhere in the field. He can make every throw. I would be shocked if Stafford doesn't have a 300-yard passing game. I'd be shocked. But I still think the Eagles are going to find a way to win the game because I think that's just what Jalen Hurts is going to do. He's going to do whatever he has to do to win. And, Saquon's going to give you 1,000%. So I like the Eagles to win, but only by 3. I actually kind of like the Rams with the 3.5 points. Or is it up to 4 now? I forget what it was at.
I got 3.5 on mine, but it's from a couple days ago.
But I'm just looking at it from the sense that the Eagles won by 4 against Dallas. No Jalen Carter. They won by 3 against the Chiefs in a game that if Travis Kelce, I'm so glad he dropped the ball, but if Travis Kelce catches that ball, which he's caught probably 99 out of 100 times, the Chiefs probably win that game. So the Eagles have been in 2 close games because they can't muster up the offense. So I like the Eagles to win on the money line, but see what does your thing say about the spread?
Model's thing. All right. Okay. So yeah, DraftKings is 3.5 still. The model has the Eagles winning by 6.7 points. And it's also predicted under again, but barely.
It is in Philadelphia, but it is going to be 75 degrees and sunny. So it's nice weather for throwing the ball. I don't see any injuries on the injury report that's going to affect this game that I'm looking at right now.
Maybe we just bet them to win.
Yeah, just take the Eagles on the money line, stay away from the spread. It's tough to play in Philadelphia. It's one of the tougher places to go, but I don't think a guy like Stafford gets rattled. He doesn't. Stafford's going to go into Philadelphia with all the confidence that he can come out with a victory. He's not going to go in there and get rattled by the fans, not him. So it's Eagles money line or just stay away from the game, I guess. Even though in my team fundraiser, I took the Rams with the points.
Oh, okay. Hey, you got to get out of line when those times.
Well, here's the thing. I figured everybody else is going to pick the Eagles, right? So somewhere in here, I got to be like, okay, I need 1 or 2 points that somebody else isn't going to get.
All right.
Jets and Bucks.
Okay.
Old boy's out with a concussion. Justin Fields, your boy, Chicago, and my boy, Pittsburgh. Now he's over there with the Jets. So now he's cousin Lewis's boy. Shout out to Louis. Yeah, he's out. Tyrod Taylor's in. Tyrod Taylor's not a scrub, but what is he like? How old is Tyrod Taylor? What is he, guy? 35 now? 36? I don't know. I feel like he's been around for a long time. And I like the Bucks, man. I think I like Baker Mayfield. I thought about putting money on him for the MVP because his odds right now are phenomenal. I think they're like plus 2,500.
Yeah.
Because look, it's not going to be Mahomes. Okay, Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, but you know, and we know Allen is Allen. But if they're gonna go by how teams finish, if the Bucks can go on a run and finish like 14-3 and win the division, and Baker does what he did last year and throws for 4,500 yards and 40-some touchdowns, how does he not get looked at? You know what I mean? So I like the Bucks. 6.5. I don't think that's too much playing at home against the Jets if they were going to New York.
Who bets? Who like puts the MVP votes in? Is it players and coaches?
No, no, they vote on like who they think is the best, but it's writers. It's like writers, and I forget. Don't quote me, but there's a group of people. They're the ones that get the votes.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like the Hall of Fame writers, you got these people who are just old cronies.
Are they still not allowed to
write
still Mayfield? He was a schmuck when he was in college, like, or whatever.
Well, a lot of guys were schmucks in college, you know.
Yeah, maybe they'll forget about it. Actually, yeah, I mean, times are changing.
Yeah, a lot of guys were schmucks in college. I like the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks. We've been making money on the Bucks season, so let's.
Hey, listen, the Bucks just
but now they're
Texans defense.
Yeah.
I like the Bucks. Like,
the model doesn't.
Yeah, Justin Fields is out.
The model didn't know that.
Here's the thing. I don't see how. The only way I see the Jets keeping this a low-scoring game and even staying in it is if somehow the Jets can find a way to run the ball against Tampa. Tampa's got a very fast defense. They're a good defense. I don't think the Jets are going to come out and run for 200 yards against the Bucks. And I just don't see them stopping the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to put up 20-some points, and the Jets will be lucky if they get in the teens with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
All right.
Because if they were prepared for Justin Fields, he's athletic, but he can't make all the throws. He's a little off on his throws. You can still rattle him. Okay, so you take Fields out of the game. Does Tyrod bring something to the game that's so much better than Fields? No, he was the same style quarterback. He was a little bit of a runner. He was a backup to Lamar Jackson for years because they figured they could still run the little, offense that they ran with Jackson. So I like the Bucks. If you just want to use them as a money line in a parlay, sure. But I actually think they'll cover the 6.5.
You think they'll cover? All right.
I think they will. I don't know what what's it called?
The model has them at 6.5 exactly. So
the Raiders and Commanders.
It's 7 points now.
Chargers manhandled the Raiders in that last game, honestly. I mean, they look really good. Now, the Commanders don't have the same defense that the Chargers have, but I think this is a big game. I think this is the come-and-nail game for Terry McLaurin. And I say that not because I have him in fantasy, people, but he held out and he wanted his money. Now he has his money. So Terry got his money. And you know what he's done for me in fantasy? Not a dang thing. Nothing. Zilch. It's been terrible. So I think this is a coming out game for Jaden Daniels passing, Terry McLaurin. I think Zach Ertz gets in there. And the reason I say that is because Austin Eckler just went out last game. So now they're bringing in running backs. And they went and they traded Robinson Jr. to the 49ers. They should have kept him now because look, Eckler's done. They put all their marbles in one basket with Eckler, and that's not going to cut it. So I like Washington. I think Daniels, even though they have him as questionable, I think that's BS. I think he's going to come out and have a big game. Debo Samuel, all those guys are going to be running crossing routes against the Raiders all day. What's his name has not been able to run the ball at all. That Ashley Genty. Raiders can barely put up. I think barely put up points. I like Washington. I like Washington. And what does the model say about covering the 6.5? Because that's what I'm not sure about. I like them,
Yeah.
but I don't like the late
Right.
touchdowns that these defenses are giving up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, okay.
It's like
So
teams when they have a lead.
I think the spread's 3.5 is what I had. And the model has Washington winning by 7.
Oh, it's
Most
three and a
of it.
half. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
3.5 spread. Yeah,
Okay.
I like Washington winning by 4 at home.
Yeah. Yeah. The model has them by
I need
7.
Terry.
So.
10 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown. Let's go, Terry.
Yeah. And I think
Or
the
I'm
Vegas
going
defense
Todd Law,
giving up
telling him I want my
passing
money
yard.
back.
Okay. Bet on Washington again. I covered it in our recap from week 2, but I bet on Washington on the Thursday night game, and I really shouldn't have. And we lost $100 on that one, but maybe we'll make our money back this week.
Are you talking about when they played Green Bay and I told you
They
Green Bay
played
was
Green
winning
Bay,
that game?
yeah. And Washington the points, which was a possibility, but it really wasn't an even money bet. We shouldn't have made that bet. We should have either.
Here's the only thing that scares me about the Redskins. I told you, Jaden Daniels is going to lead them in rushing tonight. Because you want to hear who their running backs are right now? Corey Krosky Merritt. Nobody has him in fantasy. He's a zero rostered, 0%. Maybe somebody picked him up for tonight. Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez Jr. He sounds like a soccer player. Because Eckler's out. They have no run game. They have nobody that can run the ball that I've seen with my own eyes. Okay. So they're going to be throwing the ball. I think he throws the ball 45 times in that game.
Yeah. I mean, Vegas's rushing defense was pretty good, but their passing defense is not so good. So that's the
exactly.
You know, would go after him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. Moving down the line, keeping it going. Falcons and Panthers. I don't even think we have to ask a question on who we're picking to win this game.
Okay.
The Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta say the Falcons. The Falcons are one of the more impressive defenses that I've seen as far as, wow, they look better than what we thought. Okay. Granted, they lost to Tampa Bay late, but that was a late, really, really good 2-minute drive by Baker Mayfield late to win that game against the Falcons. They let it slip away. And not to be on my Baker train again, but he just led another 2-minute drive against Houston to win the game. So the kid's playing with some ice in his veins. Panthers, I don't know, man. Come on. They're 27 points a game is what they give up. They've lost their last, I don't know, going back to last year, what was it, 15 games in a row or something. They're basically the Lions of years past or the Cleveland Browns of years past. Panthers are going nowhere fast. I think the Falcons defense is going to eat them up. And Bijan Robinson's going to have another big game. So I like the Falcons to win.
All right.
5.5. What is it? 5.5?
I think so.
What's the model say?
You're supposed to give me ideas before the model, but I'll tell you the model.
No, I just want to know. I want to know what the model thinks is points wise.
No,
I got them beating them by more than 5.5. And Carolina is lost by 16-5. So they've lost by an average of 10 to 11 points a game.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. So
I know we're only 2 games in. But Arizona's offense is pretty good. They put up 27. Jacksonville's is average, and they put up 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the model has the Falcons winning by 7.5. So it has them covering.
I think the Falcons are putting up 30 points.
They cover in all,
at least
in all runs they cover. And it's,
I like them to cover.
So I think, all signs point to
over's 44. I could see the
covering.
Falcons putting up in the 30s. They could go in the 30s this game. Carolina's trash. Carolina is, they better figure something out or they're going to be the next they're going to be an 0-17 team. Forget 0-16, 0-17.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe they'll split with the Saints. That's about it. I think that might be the only game all season. Carolina at home versus the Saints might be the only game they're ever favored in this entire year. And they'll probably be like -1.5. Texans Jaguars.
All right.
See, I don't like this game. This game. I feel like D'Amico Ryan up there in Texas, they have a good defense. And I think Stroud is a pretty good quarterback. Nico Collins is a world beater. Um, Nick Chubb looked like he started to get going last game, get a little confidence, get some more carries. And we all know how much of a beast he was in Cleveland before he got hurt. My concern with this one is the Jaguars plays, and they've been spreading the ball around. Everybody's getting their numbers. ETN is doing pretty good. But I just feel like the Texans are due for a win, and this is a division game. And I went back and forth on this one. I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm gonna take the Jaguars money line. The Jags are they're I like what I'm seeing from them. But then I said, the Texans really gonna start out 0-3. And I just can't with that defense they have with Hunter and Anderson Jr. I think they're gonna rattle the Prince quarterback. Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna get him this week. I like Houston. Is Houston getting money on this? Because they're in Jacksonville. They say let me go. All right. Are they? Did you say they were?
Yeah,
They broke up
Texans
for
are
a
getting.
second.
Oh, sorry, the Texans are getting 1.5 points.
I like the Texans money line, so the fact that they're getting points, only 1.5. I don't know. The money line maybe makes that a better. I think the Texans are going to get their first win against the divisional.
Oh, okay.
But this is the Texan season. I know this sounds crazy, but 17% of teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs. 17%. Texans start 0-3. This is not the 0-2 Cowboys in the 90s where Emmitt Smith sat out for 2 games, but you still had a Super Bowl team. So when he came back, they just went on a run and won another Super Bowl. Okay. Or this is not to be a homer. This ain't the Steelers when Le'Veon Bell sat out for 2 games. And then they went on to lose to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game because they said Jesse James didn't catch the ball. I'm not going to go down that rant. This is the Texans. They can't start 0-3 in the AFC and then expect to. They might still get lucky and somehow win their division with 9 or 10 wins, but they're not going anywhere. They can't start 0-3. So this is not a must win for the Jaguars, but this is a must win for the Texans. So I would take the Texans on the money line.
Okay,
That might be emotions.
The model has the Texans winning by 5. And the Texans is one of those teams like the Titans where the model just seems enamored with it and is rooting for them every week. So it makes me second guess it.
Because you know why? They're in a crafted division. They're in a crafted division. And Texans have owned that division for a few years now since what's it called left. So the model should like the Texans because the Texans have been over the last 2 years just winning and winning and winning their division and doing well. But they got to win this game. They have to win this game.
All right.
I think that defense is going to come out and put a hurt on good old Clemson boy.
All right, what's next?
Broncos Chargers. This is my game of the week. I can't wait to watch this game. This is to me, this game here and the Rams Eagles game and Lions Ravens. Those 3 games, I want to watch every play. I'm going to record them if I have to. The Broncos, we need to find out this week if they are for real. Bo Nix has already taken a step backward in his sophomore slump. Like everybody always says about the sophomore slump. And people don't think Jaden Daniels was going to go backwards. And he might not, but I think he's better than CJ Stroud. Stroud took a step backwards. Now you have Bo Nix. With Sean Payton, they were able to do some things last year. And because of their defense, it made their offense look better than what it really was. And Nix ran a lot. But see, now defenses have a whole year on Nix, and he's not looking too good. He's got 3 interceptions in 2 games, and I think his QBR is like a 43. I think I saw it said 43. That's not good when you're going up against what I think right now, 2 or 3 defense in the NFL, great unit. Derwin James is playing his ass off. Even though Bosa left, it didn't hurt him. Now, Cleo Mack is injured. He's a savvy vet, but he'll be coming back this year. But Justin Herbert and that offense is clicking on all cylinders, and they haven't even had to use guys like Najee Harris and some of their other guys that people thought were going to come in. But Keenan Allen came back, and he looks like Keenan Allen from like 3 years ago when I had him in fantasy, and he was a world beater. They just have a great connection. So I like the Chargers minus the 2.5, even with the Mac injury, because I think the Chargers have enough weapons that Patrick Surtain can only cover one person. So you put him on Lad McConkey, you still got Allen and number one, Quentin Johnston, who's a burner. He's been burning people. They got 3 solid running backs right now that they just interchange. None of them are a star. And the Broncos, J.K. Dobbins, I'm just waiting for him to have another injury and be out for the season. They have one receiver that's, pretty good as Cortland Sutton, but that's it. Like Bo Nix, he's struggling. And I think against the Chargers, he struggles again. And I like the Chargers to cover the minus 2.5 at home.
All right.
So
Sure.
what does your model say?
All right. The model has this as a close game and has the Broncos by 0.5 point, but every other run, it picks a different team to win, basically. And it's just when it picks the Broncos to win, it's by a little bit more than the. And
If
it's
I would say the Chargers win 7 out of 10. The 2 teams right now, if you played them 10 times, I would pick the Chargers to win 7 of them
so it's
on a neutral side.
It's a toss up. We'll probably avoid betting on it, but it'll be fun to watch.
Now, it'll be half a home game for Denver. I mean, they will be in
Yeah.
LA and there will be a lot of orange jerseys in the crowd. But I think Justin Herbert with Harbaugh, because Harbaugh being a quarterback, I think the best thing that could happen for Herbert's career was to get Jim Harbaugh. Run the ball, build up your offensive line. It's a shame that kid went out for the season. That star number 1 rated tackle went out, I think, in the first game of the year or preseason. But I think Harbaugh, the way he's coaching and teaching Herbert can have one of his best years yet this year. So I like the Chargers. I'm high on the Chargers right now.
All right.
I got them to win that division, actually.
I'm feeling it as a fan. Yep, the model's still looking out for. Oh, by the way, it's interesting. My model, when I did my fantasy draft for the shits and giggles, I asked ChatGPT like, "Hey, who should I pick first?" And it said, "You should pick a strong quarterback first round, like Bo Nix."
Oh God!
Bo Nix was like what, like maybe like a 8th or 9th round pick in fantasy this year.
I think in my league you could get Bo Nix in like the 12th or 13th rounds.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious though, but it was like, yeah, you want to strong.
I mean, I looked out. I got Jaden Daniels and Jared.
Friends likes Bo Nix, so but we'll probably avoid betting on that game. It'll be fun to watch.
Hey, somebody's going to be asking me for a trade here in a few weeks because I got Jared Goff and Jaden Daniels. So once the bye weeks are done and I don't have to worry about shifting one of them,
yeah,
I'd be dangling one of those guys for some trade bait.
Who has like the better late season games? Pick probably. I don't remember. Daniels.
Okay, well, I'll tell you this much. I'll take with all the indoor stadiums now and all the turf stadiums where a lot of these new stadiums now have almost like an indoor feel to them, even though they're retractable. I'll take Jared Goff and those boys he has all day rather than Washington, who ends up playing in more natural fields.
Fields at the end of the year. All right. Makes sense.
Yeah, think about it. Jared Goff gets to play at home in a dome with those track stars he has up there. All right. Saints and Seahawks. First thought, everybody's going to be like, oh, the Seahawks just beat the Steelers last week. Easy one, automatic. Seahawks. Okay. Pause for a second. The Steelers beat themselves last week. Aaron Rodgers throws a beautiful ball to Pat Freiermuth in the back of the end zone. Should have been a touchdown, except the only problem is Calvin Austin somehow ran his route in the same area and thought the pass was to him and deflected it right to the Seahawk in the end zone. Oh,
yeah.
Then a kid I've been talking highly about that I want to see play running back because he's a north-south runner. He's a big boy and I like him. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. My son is 9 and he knows when the kickoff comes to him, if it goes over his head, he has to field the ball because it's a live ball. Oh, so before everybody says, oh, Sam Darnold and they beat the Steelers. Remember, the Steelers hand gifted them 14 points, which took 14 points from us. So the Seahawks could very easily be 0-2. The Saints, though, I don't know. Like they got explosive guys on offense, but this Spencer Rattler kid, he's performing when he needs to. He's picking up those yards when it doesn't matter. You know, they got like a 3rd and 15 and they give him a 10-yard route. Or they're down by 2 scores, so now they're letting him jack up his yardage. He's not bad. I mean, he's got a couple touchdowns, no interceptions, but he's going up to play the 12th man. If I recall, it's in Seattle, isn't it? Yeah. Spencer Rattler in Seattle against the 12th man. And Seattle traditionally is good at home. Okay. Um, I like Seattle. The points, -7.5 seems like a lot to me. I don't know. Like, that's a lot. More than a touchdown for a team like Seattle that I don't really know what they are yet, because they came out and they lost to San Francisco 17-13. But then they beat the Steelers off some really bad turnovers and dumb miscues. So I don't really know who the Seahawks are yet. So to give them a 7.5 spread, I don't trust that yet.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
trust them to win though against the Saints.
Yep.
So maybe this is
So
a separate bet where we take the Saints plus 7.5 just for fun, and some other bet where you know how sometimes we bet on 2 dogs and we'll throw
Yeah.
like $20 on it and say, well, they're getting 7 and 14 points or whatever. Let's take a chance, right?
yeah, but this feels like an
Seahawks.
interesting where and maybe we could figure out a similar bet where it's Seahawks to win, Saints with the points, and if you like it over or under.
Yeah. It's only 41. That's not a lot of points. 41
Yeah,
is not a lot. Not in today's
Yeah.
NFL.
Yeah. Because it's when you make that bet of like, you're like, hey, I think New Orleans if you give New Orleans like no shot to win, if you bet on New Orleans with points, some of the times that you win that bet has to be New Orleans actually winning the game. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to make that bet. And if you're like, I'm pretty sure Seattle's going to win, but New Orleans will keep it close. It's just like, there's just better bets out there. But the model has the Seahawks barely covering, but I question it because it's really, they had them winning by like 5 to 7 most games. And then there's one model I run that's kind of like the crazy model. And the crazy model has the Seahawks winning by 12 points every game, and that throws off the average. So, yeah, I think Seahawks to win, New Orleans to cover with the points could be like an interesting bet.
I just did a quick little fun Google and I was like, how many teams have went over 41.5 points? And right now it says NFL teams are averaging 22.5 points a game. On average, each team will score about 22.5 points per game. So when you have if you have a defense like the Saints, which right now is giving up some points, and you have the Seahawks, who, even though the Steelers threw away 14 points or even more, they still scored 17. So maybe you look at the over on this one. 41.5 is a pretty low number. So if the Seahawks win 23-20, you know,
All right.
or 25-20, so it's not wasting so much time on a game that's
Those bets
against the
make, like,
Seahawks.
10-1, so you don't got to bet a lot of money to do something fun, and it's fun to root for watching the game. All right.
Cowboys and your Bears, buddy. Cowboys and your Bears.
All right.
I don't know, man.
Crazy.
The Bears defense can't stop a nosebleed right now. And I know that sounds
So
bad,
weird.
but it's I don't understand how Dallas is only a -1.5. Like, I get it. I think they're going off the strength that they think the Dallas defense is so terrible because they gave up 37 to the Giants, that their defense is that bad. But the Bears defense is worse in my mind. They gave up 52 and 27. Like, that's
crazy.
not to remind you, Jason, but I think my math, that comes out to what, 79 points in 2 games. And Minnesota's offense is not as good as the Cowboys offense. And again, I need my boy Javonte Williams for the Cowboys to keep this good fantasy ball rolling. He's averaging about 15 points a game for me. And man, Dallas is going to score some points in this game. It's a nice day. This isn't this is not Soldier Field in December. This is Soldier Field in September, and it's going to be what, high 70s probably. Maybe you just got to check the weather and see if it's going to rain or not. But I think Prescott and the Cowboys put up some points. What's Caleb Williams going to do, bro? Because here's the thing: Bears don't win this game. You're 0-3. You got Ben Johnson, who came over from the Lions, who's a world beater. And Caleb Williams still can't get the job done. And I'm so tired of the excuses being made for this dude. Like every single time, it's always excuses made for Caleb Williams. It's either he didn't have the weapons, or he didn't have the coaching, or he doesn't have the offensive line. Well, hell, Joe Burrow's offensive line is worse than the Bears. And that dude threw for like almost 3,000 yards and 47 touchdowns. And they'll say, well, we had Jamar Chase, but you get my drift. Like at some point, Williams has to show the maturity and be a leader and win a game. And if they can win a game against Dallas, that'd be amazing for them. But I just don't see it happening. I think Dallas's offense, even though their defense is shaken, I think their defense is good enough to hold the Bears to maybe 17 to 23 points. But I see the Dallas offense doing very well in this game. They're balanced. They can run and throw. So I like the Dallas Cowboys to cover the -1.5 at the Bears this week. I don't know what's the model say.
The model likes the Bears by 4.5 points. Which is
You just
crazy.
stay away from it. Because I know what Colonel Jason, the Bears thinking. What are you thinking?
Oh, but as a fan, I'm already like the Bears are going to lose every game. It's over. It's, I'm not thinking. But it's funny that the model is picking the over and the like over 50 some points, and the Cowboys
that very well could happen.
Yeah, like the Bears gave up like 35 points a game, and the Cowboys gave up 30 points a game. It could be a shootout, and it's weird that the model's picking the Bears to win a shootout. I don't think the Bears have won a high scoring game for like 3 years or something crazy. Like Rex Grossman was probably the last guy to do it, and so it's like, yeah, I think the model's confused by these teams. But I probably won't bet it. Like, it's funny, like when the model's quote unquote confused, it's maybe like it sees something we don't see. And so it's like, it's worth the kind of avoid it.
I know the Bears also got a bunch of banged up people on defense. I'm looking at their depth chart right now. I see several Qs, 3 Ds.
Oh, really? Yeah. The model
R's.
had injuries. So that, yeah, maybe that's just kind of what, but it's funny, like as down on the Bears, I feel, and you feel it's funny, like the Vegas is also, it's just 1.5 points, is not a lot of points. So it's nice.
I know. It's scary. You know why this game's scary? Because it's almost just telling everybody to bet on. It's like they're saying the Cowboys are so mad they're going to Chicago and they're only a 1.5 point favorite. But what's that say against the Bears? Like the team coming in to your home stadium is the favorite. So you can't look at the 1.5 because no, they're giving the Cowboys 1.5, aren't they? Aren't the Bears the favorite?
No, you know what? On my, I
got the Cowboys getting plus 1.5.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at it again. I thought just
Dallas the Bears minus 1.5. So it's switched. It's Dallas minus 1.5 now.
I had it Dallas plus 1.5 2 days ago. It's minus 1.5 now, and I don't know if I
it's switched. It's switched. Yeah, it could be something they got with the injury report or something they saw. Yeah, or you know what, DeAndre Swift popped up as questionable now, so that could.
They learn a lot. He's playing well.
He's a good enough player to change a line 1 or 2 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You got to go with your heart on this one because I just think the Cowboys offense is going to score a lot of points. You guys are going to have to match them.
You guys are out of sync. I mean, it'll be fun to watch, but I'm not going to.
It'll be fun to watch if you're winning.
Oh yeah. Actually, maybe watch it for turn it off. That's been pretty good this year too.
You know what I do sometimes? I just record the Steelers game, and if they win, I go back and watch it. If they lost, I don't even want to know. I just don't even tell me how they lost. I know that's not being a good fan. Arizona Cardinals and 49ers.
All right.
I got the Cardinals. Yeah. I got the Cardinals because I think the Cardinals got a lot of good chemistry right now. Kyler Murray has chemistry with McBride, and Marvin Harrison, he's gonna have a breakout game. He's still going. Kirk is a little injured, but Connor's running hard, and them boys. Oh, he's not even a leading rusher. The Trey Benson kid is. The Niners got so many injuries. Like, this has been their plague since their first Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Ever since they lost that Super Bowl, they've just been injured everywhere. It's Kittle. Now it's Purdy's got an injury. Their running back's got an injury. Ayuk's out. It's this, it's that. Juwan Jennings has an injury. Ricky Pearsall. I swear, like, the 49ers entire depth chart has a red indicator after it. And the 49ers squeaked the game out. Like, I just think they're too beat up. I mean, their defense is not injured for once, but their offense is. So can their defense win them the game? Can Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers defense will them to a game against a tough opponent? The Cardinals have had the 49ers number in the past. They beat them. So San Francisco's a -2.5. Maybe San Francisco on the money line, but I actually like the Cardinals with the upset. I think these Cardinals can pull the upset in this game. I think Kyler Murray's mobility gives the 49ers defense enough fits to where he can run, and then some guys can get open because the Niners can't hold coverage. So that's just I don't care. Like, if you disagree, we can go the other way with this one. I like the upset of the Cardinals.
The model likes the Cardinals in general, and it likes them this week again to win by 1.5 points. It'll be tight, but I think that's a good underdogs pick.
I think the Cardinals can pull the upset in this one. I think San Francisco is reeling right now. Like, they got some issues. They're not exactly world beaters. They beat the Saints. Well, that's not impressive. And they barely beat the Seahawks. So it's not like the 49ers are we're not clicking right now. They're struggling, if you ask me. I know probably Adam is probably gamer gonna send me a text message if he hears that. Oh yeah, here's my next one. Chiefs and Giants. If Russell Wilson can play half as good, minus that last interception, as he did against the Cowboys, man, I will be ecstatic if the Chiefs go 0-3. I would be absolutely ecstatic if the Giants can pull this game out. With that said, Chiefs don't fall to 0-3. They find hell with Kansas City. They find some way to win this game, just like New York finds some way to lose the game. I would not be surprised if New York is winning in the fourth quarter by 10 and the Chiefs come back somehow and win. I can't see the Chiefs going 0-3, even though New York's offense has been, they got the best passing offense in the league, thanks to Russell Williams 450 yards last week. But the Chiefs defense is struggling this year just a little bit. So yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I'm not taking a -6.5 because 9 games last year, the Chiefs won by 5 or less points. And so far, both games they've been in this year, guess how much they've been decided by? Basically about the same.
I got to check out
Basically about the same. 3 points and 6 points. So by an average of, 4.5. And they're both losses. So I think they beat the Giants, but don't be surprised if they beat the Giants on a freaking Harrison Butker field goal with time expiring. Because that Giants front four, that Chiefs offensive line has looked terrible as of late. That Giants front 4 to 6, that boy's got some motors. They're going to be coming at Mahomes. So, yeah, why not?
All right.
Chiefs, money line only. Giants, possible upset, +6.5. Maybe if you could stretch that to 7.5 somehow and see what that looks like. My boy, you picked up Cam Scatterboo in fantasy, and I'm really debating on if I want to start him this week. I feel like that kid's waiting to have a breakout game. Yeah. All right. So enough about Kansas City because they make me sick.
All right, yeah. I mean, the model had him covering, but actually, I think the model doesn't know how good the Giants are. So,
and I don't want to say it's how good the Giants are. I just want to say, I think Kansas City is just, they're not impressive. They don't do
Yeah.
anything well right now.
The model
Um,
takes, same thing. Yep. Okay.
yeah.
All right. What's the
Lions,
right?
Ravens. Oh, last game, Lions, Ravens. Man, you want to talk about Dan Campbell and his attitude and the way the Lions are playing? They're going into Baltimore, hostile environment. It's gonna be an ugly game, man. So people are they're gonna get beat up in this game. This game is one of those games where it could be 16-13 or 41-40. Because the Ravens have given up big points this year already to the Bills. On the Lions, you know what they can do. So, oh man, this game is hard because you don't know which unit's gonna shine. I think Lamar is really good in primetime games at home. I feel like he does well in those games. He feeds off that. Uh, yeah, they're gonna have to get Derrick Henry going. I would take the Ravens money line, but the Lions let this sink in. They're giving the Lions 5.5 points after you just watched the Lions look like the Lions of last year and put up 50 some. Like, either they have that much respect for the Ravens, who lost to Buffalo, gave up 40 points against Buffalo. So
Yeah.
I don't know where Vegas comes up with that math. I don't know who's sitting in a room comes up with that, but I don't know how you give a team that any game they can come out and put 40 plus on you, like the Lions. They have so many different weapons. How do you give a team like that 5.5 points? Like, ask AI, when was the last time the Lions were a 5.5 point underdog in the
I
last
don't know.
16 games? Going back to the beginning of last year. When was the last time the Lions were a 5.5?
I have 4.5.
Oh, was it
now.
4.5? It's plus 4.5. That's
Yeah.
still a lot. I mean, that's 20, 24, 20, 27, 23, 30, 27. All those scores Lions win. Ravens money line. That's my call. If you want to work with the spread, I'm taking the Lions with the points. So if you want to do a single game bet where we take two of the teams that we liked with the points, which I think the Lions were one and the Colts were one, or it was Lions and there was somebody else that was getting points, couple points that we liked, the Rams. You could have some fun with maybe taking the Lions and the Rams with their points, even if you move the point line a little bit, give them that extra point.
Yeah, I never did a teaser thing, but to be fun, maybe.
Yeah. I think Dan Campbell's going to have the Lions ready to go into Baltimore and play Baltimore style football.
You think the Lions with the points?
I like that. I think the Lions have, like, next to the Eagles, the Lions are one of not the best offensive line unit in the league.
The model has the Lions winning by 2 points. So this is not that case where you're only betting for them to get it close. Like, the model at least thinks the Lions are going to win some of these close games. Kind of ironically but it's close when it's like always within a couple points. Except a crazy line. Yeah, maybe actually. And then when the over under model picks it like 28-28 and it's giving the edge out to the Ravens. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. Close. But so it's like,
I just want to look at
game.
While you're going over that, I'm looking. Yeah, while you're going over that, I'm looking at one thing for this game. I just want to look at the Ravens secondary. They're probably the most overhyped unit in the NFL. Like, I always hear about all the Ravens D. The Ravens D is not what the Ravens D used to be. That's just not who they are. Too many times a year, they give up 30 points or more, and they're relying on Lamar to bail them out.
Yeah.
So I just want to see what the Ravens secondary, if anybody's injured, because they've been getting toasted, that secondary.
Yeah, yards per game, they're the second worst defense behind the Giants. But I mean, they just were in, kind of shootout games, but still.
Yeah, no, they were in one shootout game with the Bills. Dude, they beat the Browns. They were going up against the Browns in week 1.
Yeah, that's why we said like yards and no scores, right?
Yeah. So, oh no, man. I like the Ravens if Lamar and Derrick Henry and even Justice Hill, he's a good little scat back. If they can find a way to run the ball consistently and keep the Detroit offense off the field and not clicking, the Ravens should win this game at home. But I'm not going to say they're going to win the game by more than 4 or 5 points. Like I could easily see the new Ravens kicker, he has to become the new Justin Tucker. So I could see this being one of those games where it's 24-24, Ravens get the ball, and now does that new kicker for the Ravens become the new Justin Tucker for the Ravens, where he's winning them? How many games did Justin Tucker win the Ravens? Way too many as a Steelers fan. So Ravens
All right.
money line, or we sneak in something with the lines with the points.
All right.
What was the over under? What did you have the over under at that game?
Let me see. 53.5. The model has them going over.
Ooh.
So
Oh, that's still a lot of points. The model has them going over that.
yeah.
That's somebody scoring in the 30s and somebody scoring in the mid 20s. That's doable for those two teams, but I don't like the over under on that. It just stick to the game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. We gotta
Wrap it up.
I'll post this
That's
one out.
like getting half baked, the little Mexican guy. Wrap it up, B. Wrap it up. Cuban B.
All right. Thanks for watching. If
Alright.
anyone made this, look for the points. Dogs.win. Or look for our picks. And good luck this week.
Yeah, that's it. I
Fun one.
don't have any other notes except FCUK Kansas City. Other than that, I'm good.
All right.